Hello everybody, how are you all doing today, baby whales, mini dolphins, and tiny little penguins? Before we take a look at Ripple, I need to first sincerely apologize and say my three favorite words, which is, I am wrong, okay? I was completely wrong about my prediction to 49 cents. And the reason why I thought it was because I was very bearish with Bitcoin for a while. And I assumed that because Bitcoin would correct, naturally it would drag down every single altcoin with it to disastrous places. So now what I should probably focus on more, and I learned a very valuable lesson in terms of TA, which is stick to my guns, right? Stick to my guns, which is day trading and swing trading positions, right? Predicting very long term is not my specialty, guys. As you guys have noticed on Twitter, yeah, I make some crazy calls on Twitter, right? And I wouldn't really say they're calls. They're more so me pointing out the facts and playing I Spy with my little eye and just pointing out what I see and what could happen from a day trading slash swing trading perspective. And I think I'm accurate over 90% this month. In January, I had about an 82% accuracy. I follow my charts. December, I took it off. And my November chart is here. This is the one that I kept open to the public. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep a public track record again because of a few reasons. One, I don't think a lot of people really know how to follow it. And secondly, I don't think it's fair to myself to be doing all the work for the public, right? I want to teach people how to fish, not give them fish and throw them out. So this was my public track record that I kept in November, and I had a 90% win rate. And for the people that have been following me since November, you guys know exactly what calls I've made. I've made some ridiculously good calls. I lost 2 trades out of 21, 2 major trades, and the Neo one was completely off, and this was a small day trading one, which was off. But guys, I'm one of the people that has called everything, ranging from, some of them are not even on here. Like I predicted Bitcoin Cash, for example, to 2800. That's not on here. I predicted all of the Litecoin ones, for example, right here. Litecoin entering between 57 to 63, target 122, 127. Yeah, where else? Oh, actually, I do have my Bitcoin Cash one right here. Entry 1300, target 121.53, target 22800. I even nailed the Bitcoin Cash prediction. Right? I just want to let people know that it's okay to make a wrong prediction. It really is okay, guys. And you guys can't get too strapped up about that because we focus on winning over time. I mean, when we think of this win rate, just generally speaking, where you can win 90% of the time and you lose 10%, do we really care about the 2 losses? No, we really don't care, guys. So I just wanted to apologize quickly, and the people that want to give me a hard time, cry me a river, go listen to Justin Timberlake. That's the truth, to be honest. I know exactly where my skills stand, right? I know exactly where my skills stand. I know exactly what I'm capable of. And I think that the majority of people that watch my channel, they also understand that we focus on winning over time. And we generally do not care at all, guys, about these tiny little losses, right? These losses, they're small in the grand scheme of things. So now let's talk about what is going on in this structure right here, because this is a pretty beautiful pattern that's going on, isn't it, guys? Let's talk about it. So the way I am seeing this right now is that this coin in particular is much more ahead in Bitcoin in terms of progression. So the first thing I always do is I take my Fibonacci, not the first thing, but one of the main things I do is I take my Fibonacci extension and I say to myself, okay, well, is this possibly wave 3 right here? Right here. No, it can't be because, well, first of all, it's too slight of a correction, okay? And secondly, most likely it'll hit the 1-to-1 extension, guys, right around here, or the 161.8. So these would have been some pretty decent targets, right? But like personally myself, I always target above 1-to-1 extension. So I would have actually taken my profit a little bit too early, well too early, okay? I would have sold it right around here, this peak, because it was pretty high and overbought already. And then I would have bought into strength if it ended up going up more. So what we do is we take our Fibonacci extension tool, okay? We take our Fibonacci extension tool from here to this point right there, which now actually makes wave 1. And I'm going to get my Elliott wave tool in here. Now, assuming that this bullish run will still continue, we've got a lot of criterias to meet before we can actually uptrend further. Now, let's talk about them, okay? So all of this right here is making this could be making an ABC type of pattern. Now, I don't know exactly if this is going to end the correction or not, okay? And I have no idea. But what I do see is that this one hit a 161.8 extension. Therefore, the next logical target would be roughly around this range over here. We'll shoot slightly higher than it to be conservative, okay? So we'll say we're shooting anywhere between $1.30 and $1.40 around those ranges. Now, I don't know if this correction is going to be finished here or not, but what we do make note of is that this one actually retraced to a very good point already, okay? It retraced right to the golden pocket, and it's actually bouncing off of this region right here, which is a really good sign. On the 2-hour chart, it's hovering above the 55 EMA, which is another wonderful opportunity, right? Excuse me there, sorry. So what we see here is that we would have taken our target right around this range. Awesome, right? And then we would have tried to buy back in here around the 618 fib level. Now, because there's a wave 5 that we still expect to happen, and everybody is now bullish in the market, of course, because Bitcoin is reaching some pretty nice numbers, we have to make note of a few things. And what we make note of is this right here. We see this ascending triangle, right? I don't think anybody can argue this at all, that there's an ascending triangle. And the reason why we're having a lot of major resistance in there is because look at this activity in this area here. What was formerly a resistance will act as a support, and what was formerly a support will act as a resistance. And we definitely see 100% that the 45-minute one here, the 45-minute EMA actually supported it. So now the key thing to make note of, guys, is this ascending triangle. Now, every time we see an ascending triangle, we assume one of two things. We assume it could break down, or we assume it could break up, although it is a very bullish pattern that we're seeing in here. So we have no choice but to assume that it's going to break up for now instead of down. And we also assume that this could be a very viable target above the 261.8 Fibonacci region, which I will actually write into here. Wave 5 target. Let's write it here. Well, I gotta refresh the page. Sometimes it does that. Hey, I hope I wasn't too rude earlier about the way I was talking about just, you know, apologizing for being wrong there with Ripple. But it's more so targeting towards the people that just, some people may just not, they may never get it, right? They may never get that this is a game of probability, and that this is a game where we focus on winning over time, and we really don't care about those small losses. I'll be really honest, guys, like in November, excuse me there, I was burping. In November, I got a lot of flack from people for missing 2 predictions. But then we don't think about all the other predictions that we nail and we win over time. In November, it was probably one of the biggest months I've ever had in my life. It was a huge month to the point where, you know, we're not going to talk about specific numbers, but it was definitely much more than my engineering job in a whole year, put it that way, okay? And my former profession is engineer. So do I really care about the 2 losses? No, we shouldn't care about them, guys. We have to shape up our mentality to become winners. And the mentality of a winner is to accept your losses. And we have to accept them humbly. We have to learn from our lessons, especially. They are invaluable. We will never learn more lessons than from losing. And I love to lose. I love to lose, and my 3 favorite words is I was wrong, and I am wrong, because it allows me to grow as a trader and evaluate my mistakes. So the main lesson that I learned from calling out that Ripple 49-cent range right there was because I was bearish with Bitcoin. Bearish to the point where I was biased unbelievably, and it made me realize I should not be sticking to these much longer term predictions and what I specialize in, what I'm good at. We stick to our strength while also focusing on improving our weaknesses. What I am good at, and I think that you guys can agree with me that my main skill, it actually lies in short-term predictions, because that's what I'm good at, right? So anyways, enough of that spiel. I apologize, right? But I do have to get things like that out of the way. So what we see here is this trending in here, okay? I can do like that, I can do like that, right? It's so arbitrary how it's done right now, right? If I draw it like this and it breaks down, well, people will say, oh no, it broke the triangle. So I might even draw it a secondary way as well, taking account into the wicks, okay? take into account, or the bottom and the 55 EMA, where I can draw it like that. So there's many different ways to draw it without a doubt, okay? But the main point is that this is a more bullish pattern, right? It's definitely a bullish pattern, and we can even draw it this way as well, perhaps, okay? That's a more extreme way as well, right? Definitely an extreme way. But the point of this video is to let you guys know that a breakout could happen, right? And if the breakout does happen, it needs to, first of all, I will choose two different types of support zones, or resistance zones rather. I will choose a higher end and a lower end, and that's always important to make note of. So this box right here, the high there is 1498, and on the wicks end, where right here is about 140. So I'll actually write in here that this critical breakout zones above $1.143 to $1.148, right? Something like this. And what I will advise you guys to do is this, okay? This is a bullish ascending. This is possibly, right, I should always write, this is possibly a bullish ascending triangle pattern, right? One, you have your choices, right? I would say recommendation to wait for key breakout above critical resistances. That's what I would recommend. Critical resistance breakout above. That's the key thing to make note of right now, okay? And don't get me wrong, we don't really know. We don't have enough definitive points right now, right? To be able to call something like this. Check it out. We don't have any valid points. So we can even call this, for example, as a support line. Some people might say, oh yeah, it's bullishly diverging, right? So I'm taking into account all possible scenarios of how trend lines can be drawn right now. But what I am certain of is that, oh, what happened to all my Elliott waves? That's really weird. Oh yeah, I refreshed the page. What I'm certain of is that, you know what, guys, this could be ABC for all I know, okay? ABC, and we're correcting heavily and we're going to go down, or we're just going to end up going back up. Like that's one or the other reasons, right? Or one or the other things that could happen. And this whole thing, like right here, is basically all ABC that's happening here already. So we have to make note. Now, I don't know if it's exactly going to get up here or not. I've got absolutely no idea. I don't even know if it's going to downtrend or uptrend. But what I do know is that we have to keep an eye on it. We have to keep an eye on it and keep note of key resistance and support zones. So this would be my target right around here. Did I write that in there earlier? I don't even remember. I think I did. Might have. I'm just going to write my target here at $1.40. That just seems more reasonable, right? Target is between $1.40 to $1.32. Actually, that's too aggressive. $1.35. I'm just going to say. I'm going to do this all in front of you guys always, because I think it's good to have a written version as well, right? I hope you, how have you guys been doing on Bitcoin and Litecoin? Like, are you guys happy with all the predictions so far? I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm looking for feedback to see what I can change and improve, okay? I think I've been spot on with Bitcoin and on Litecoin. And what I've been trying to focus my technical analysis on more is emphasizing to watch out for key zones, right? And I'm also giving bigger ranges. This way we can practice our reactionary skills. So I'm going to write on here, if breakout occurs from $1.143, breakout occurs above $1.14.8, target is $1.32 to $1.35, around there, okay? Just right around these ranges. Fair? Good. So that's where it is right there, which is also the 261 extended Fibonacci, okay? So this is kind of it right here. There we go. So, but we guys have to make sure that, you know, I'm not going to recommend entering on anywhere until we break above this number right here, okay? About 114 to 143. That's a major critical line that we must break right now. If we don't break it, that's a lot of trouble, right? We have to break this first. And then this one here is another hard resistance that we have to make note of, right? These zones. This is a massive zone in here. Do you guys get what I mean? Like this right here, $1.22 is a massive zone. So if a breakout occurs, actually I should probably write it here to be more specific, okay? This would be $1.228, okay? If a breakout occurs above 122, target is there, okay? And now I'm actually going to do the exact same thing. If a breakout occurs above the 1418, target is 1.22. Okay, that's going to be the target, 229, right there. That makes sense? Okay, so this is important to understand. Okay, right here. I need to emphasize this highly in here. And this is what traders should do, guys. They should plan out every single scenario and know where key resistance and support points are, so they can either ladder their buys, you know, take profit or whatever, like this, okay? So we have to make sure we understand all the possible scenarios that can happen. And that's what I love to do. I like to evaluate all perspectives, and I like to plan ahead, so when it does happen, I'm not really surprised. So there we go, guys. This looks pretty nice, right? So what I'm saying is that the critical resistance breakout is right here. Critical breakout, right? And then the next critical breakout resistance is there. So we obviously have to break out above this high right here, which happens to be 1498, okay? I wrote this one wrong, actually. It's 1498. 1498, okay? If we break out above 1498, then we're going to see a surge to possibly break this new higher high over here, or the previous swing high. If a breakout occurs above 148, which is right here, okay? If a breakout occurs right here, then we're going to see 1229. And then if a breakout occurs above the 1229 range, then we will see this possible region right here. So we're basically playing it all by ear, okay? We're all playing it by ear right now. We don't know exactly what's going on. This is a possible bullish ascending triangle pattern, all right? Though a clear support line is subjective, and another support trend line is required to have a definitive, to have a clearly defined support. That makes more sense, right? So even though a clear support line is subjective, actually I should take that out. Though it's a support line is subjective, and another support trend line is required, and another, I should probably write another pivot, I guess. Nah. And another support trend line is required to have a clearly defined support. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope that makes sense. So we need basically one more point for us to have a descending triangle, right? So there's many different variations here. So we don't know if I don't like that color here. I'm gonna actually make this yellow because it's a lot easier on the eyes. Yellow is the most visible color at night, if you guys didn't know that, okay? It's the most visible color at night. That's why I choose black and yellow here all the time, right? Do you guys like my chart still? If you guys like it, go check out my bitfinex screen, bitfinex video, and I show you guys how to customize TradingView to make it look like this. I used to use white until my eyes started to hurt a lot, and I realized, whoa, black is actually changing my screen here. So I'm just making it really pretty for you guys in front of you to show you how I make my charts, you know, make it look pretty and have like kind of OCD issues, right? If you guys are going to put some time into your charts, always put in lots of hard work, guys, because these charts they're the money maker, right? If you guys got a very clearly defined chart, then you're going to be able to make more money, I think, because think of it as like school notes, right? Think of it as definitely school notes. So you guys get what I mean, okay? Which of these support lines are relevant? That is the question. So I'm just going to put in the yellow arrow here, somewhere in here, so you guys understand which one is it? Which one is valid? I'm just going to write in here. Which one is valid? We will find out. Though that's my recommendation again, okay? Critical break. So I'm going to write my recommendation in here for everybody, which I will start doing as well, okay? Recommendation. Patience, first of all. Breakout above 1.43. Actually, I shouldn't write any recommendations. I should make it as notes from now on. Notes. Patience is key. A breakout above 1.498 will signal a rally to 1.229. Okay, a breakout above 1.229 will signal a rally to 132 to 135. That is basically what it's looking at right now, okay? And now I need to actually make some clearly define support lines, okay? Actually, I should probably just write all of this in here. Okay, I should probably write all of here like that. I'm very meticulous, if you guys have noticed, with my work. I like to make my charts really nice. Just like that. And now, I got to clearly define some support zones, right? This is a support zone. That's a support zone. We see a lot of activity right in here. So we have to absolutely acknowledge this as a support zone right now, which I will make it green right here as well, right? So do you guys agree with me that this is a very valid support point? Check it out. This is a valid support point right there, okay? And also, this is a very valid support point as well in here, right? So this is a super valid point, which I will, and I know I've said that a million times. Sometimes I get caught up in my head, my apologies, while I'm thinking. Major support zone, if breakout and impulse fail, if impulse wave fails, that's good to write. Okay, so this support zone is taken from there and from here as well, right? Critical support areas right in here. I don't think that that one is even going to hold, to be honest. Doesn't look like it's going to hold at all. So yeah, so that the big question is, which one is valid, right? Right there. So maybe I should just draw like an arrow. I want to give you guys some really nice charts, you know. Do you guys know what I mean though? I just want to make sure you guys completely understand what I mean. Which trend line support is valid? Trend line support is valid. We will find out. That's what I mean. That's all that I mean. So I think you guys have all my notes. I don't want to start getting crazy OCD in front of you guys, okay? So I will talk to you guys very soon. I hope that this has helped you in one way or another. I apologize once again for the Ripple 49-cent call, and that will never happen again, guys. I think I'm going to play day by day, or just play by play rather, and that's what I specialize in a lot more. So why try to expand my skill set rather than try to improve a specific one that I have already? It makes sense, right? So there you guys go. So have yourselves a great day. I hope this has helped you in one way or another. And if it has helped you, please make sure to upvote it on Steemit, and also like, subscribe, and share the material as well from YouTube and on Twitter. So other than that, guys, have yourselves a great day, baby whales. I would look forward to seeing you sometime in the future, mini dolphins, and especially you tiny, tiny little penguins. And you minnows, we're going to devour you. We're going to eat you guys. And seals, we don't care about you guys either. So bye now, and thank you for watching the video.